Hey folks, what's going on? This is Shadow Stars bringing you another video. Today's video, like other videos, I always start off in saying trying to keep it short, but you know how things are. As I cover material, things tend to drag on. But we'll see how it goes today. You can break down this video into probably three parts. So the first part, I'm going to be covering the whole situation of Aron, his tweets in regards to the shares that he had vested. As a result, I'm going to be going through the SEC Edgar system, pulling up the Form 4 filings to show the transactions that occurred, go through it, and then I'll cover the Excel sheet that I have that compiled all that information. Second part is I'm going to be covering some of the folks on Twitter and some of these YouTube folks that did reactions to it as a result of the tweet that Adam Aron put out, such as this guy, Boss Blunts. And then I'm also going to cover this fraud again. This guy, he put out a video, his reaction to that tweet, and I'll be covering another video that was a request from a subscriber on the channel. So without further ado, let's get to it. So the first section, let's talk about Adam Aron's tweet. So he put this tweet out yesterday night, saying that, hey, look at how many AMC shares and how many ape units I have. Look at how I have more of them vested, and look at how many I own. Talks about how he's AMC's largest retail shareholder. You're an insider. You're a CEO of a company. I wouldn't really classify you as a retail shareholder. You're an insider. You will not sell any of these anytime soon. I ride with you. So on that note, I want to bring up a statement. Remember, CEOs and other NEOs, named executive officers, they have ownership guidelines as per AMC policy, company policy. CEOs need to have 8x their base salary, CFOs 6x their base salary, EVPs 4x, SVPs 2x. What is Adam Aron's base salary? Where is it on here? Base salary, $1.5 million. 1.5 times 8. What is that? 1.5 million times 8. $12 million worth, right? $12 million worth. Right now, before those shares vested, so now he'll have a million. He said what? He has $1 million. He has 1 million now. So let's put that in. He has 1 million AMC, 1 million ape. So let's just do, hey, what's the value of AMC right now? He needs to have $12 million worth in shares, right? AMC stock price, let's give it a generous $5 per share. Times 5. That's 5 million. He has another same amount of ape, right? He has 1.3. Oh yeah, because he had some more shares too. You need to factor that in. So let's say that times, let's say ape is worth $2 right now. Combined value, what is that? Round up, 8.2 million. He has $8.2 million in shares. But hey, he needs to keep $12 million worth. 8 times his base salary. So guess what? He can't sell these because he's already under the limit. He's only over the limit of this 8x because he's counting all those shares he still has not vested. And he says, hey, not including future vestings. And same thing, it'll say it in this filing here. Hey, doesn't include the 1.3 issuable upon future vesting of equity grants, including 495, basically 500,000 common shares, and another 500,000 APE upon continued service, and another little over 1 million common shares and APE for hitting performance goals at target. So all in all, if everything's hit, he'd have 5.5 equity interests. Just do a right down the middle, 2.75 roughly. Only because, hey, he has all these that he's supposed to have vested. Once they're vested, then he would have enough to meet that guideline. Guess what? This is no different from, hey, look at all these other folks here. Your chief HR officer, your CAO, your general counsel, your CMO, your CFO, all these folks. Your CFO, 6 times base salary. Sean Goodman's base salary, 800,000. So what is that? 800 times 6. You need 4.8 million worth of shares. Sean Goodman, he only had 4,420. After these new batch of filings, he probably, let's see, how many does he have? I'll pull up the filings myself. Let's do it live right here. Where are you, Sean? Nope. Must be further down the line. Sean Goodman. There you go. Let's get rid of the other ones. After all that's vested and taking some away for tax withholding, 85,000 shares. Sure, he'll have a total of 826,000 after all those vesting of equity grants based on continued service and performance goals. Only then would you have this amount. But under current, what you're holding right now, between your APE and your AMC, do you have enough to fulfill your 6x requirement, 4.8 million? No, none of these folks do. The one person maybe could be this person here, Chief HR Officer. But everyone else, no. I'll be going through the rest of these folks too. It just takes me time, and today, slammed with work and having the power go out really delayed stuff, so reduced my time to really dig into this stuff. But nonetheless, let's dig into Aron. Do a quick history. Joined the company in 2016. First few years into the company, he's buying shares. He's purchasing shares. He joined the company at 61 years old, and he's buying into the company. Some of it, I could say that, hey, you know what? Was there a requirement of how many shares that he needs to hold? I'd have to dig into the filings to verify that there most likely was, because there was a filing saying that, hey, it was suspended back during COVID, October 28th, 2020. But I don't know what the exact requirements were, but nonetheless, maybe some of these purchases were due to job requirements. But you would think that, hey, he'd have some leeway too. But that all part, pure speculation. I didn't do that research on that yet, so don't trust me on this. That's just my way of thinking that, hey, that could be explained in that manner. But nonetheless, from 2016 to the beginning of November 2021, bought and never sold. But come November 9th, first sell. Look at how many shares. He was holding on to more than 1 million shares. Sold more than half of those. The following month, sold even more shares. And he went down to basically 10% of his current shares. We're not counting the non-vested shares, all the RSUs and the PSUs that he gets, but what he holds on to. Down significantly. And he never sold a single share during those years, 2016 and before. Sure, he gifted some back in March, 500,000, 250K to each of his sons. But nonetheless, the trend. He sold total of what? 1.25 million shares. Add to the fact of, hey, he gave another 500,000 away. But nonetheless, just on those shares alone, he made over $42 million. Now, I will say that, hey, you were 61 when you entered the company. 6 years later, what, 67, 68? People retire in that age once you're in your mid to late 60s. Yeah, you start to think about retirement. So, hey, estate planning and stuff, that's a total believable idea. It's not wrong. That's something that you should be thinking about. But the fact that, hey, he keeps on saying, I will ride with you. I'm not going to sell these anytime soon. Is it you won't sell them or you can't sell them? That's the differentiation that needs to be made. You have a lot of shares that need to be vested. What's this total? Gotta pull up that form. This is for Aron, right? Yep, 1-3. Yeah, 5.5 total. But hey, he only has 1 million right now. So that type of differentiation needs to be made. And furthermore, let's look closely into these. Look at the little footnotes, the little markings. You got to read these notes. Look at it. Where are these being produced from? What are they? Are these common shares? Are these APE? And what were they given based on? Are these RSUs? Are these PSUs? Are these just awards, AIP awards? You've got to look into them. Because what you'll have is folks like him, this guy called Boss Blunts 1. He's the founder and CEO of Lit Exchange LLC. He's an hotshot logistics entrepreneur, investor, and strategist. He says, I ride with the silverback Aron. He just bought more APE shares. Okay. So where in this filing does it say he bought more APE shares? Show me. Read through this. If you read through this whole thing, where is it says acquired? So, okay, you have APE units here. Footnotes 1, 2, 3, and 6. Look at it. Units of APE were issued upon the vesting of certain RSUs granted on February the 8th, 2020 under 2013 Equity Incentive Plan, EIP. So that's footnote 1. Footnote 2. Hey, APE issued upon vesting of certain RSUs granted on March 15th, 2021. Footnote 3. Same thing. RSUs vested granted on March 2nd, 2022. Number 6. Talk about how APE is automatically convertible to one common share upon approval. We know that. We know that, hey, each APE share represents 1/100th of the Series A convertible participating preferred stock. So where does it say he bought them? If he bought them, there'll be a price that'll say at what price he purchased it at. But no, this guy says, oh, he bought more. This guy has a following of 27,000 folks. 27,000. Follows more than 6,000 plus more. But this is what he says. And look, he says, they were purchased, period. Anything else is FUD. He's so certain in his message that he read it right. But nowhere in this filing does it says he purchased it. He doesn't know this basic type of form filing. He clearly hasn't read it, or if he supposedly read it, he doesn't understand it. How are you relying on this guy called Boss Blunts, for DD, for research? It's absolutely laughable. And then you get similar folks like him, like this clown, like this stocks and crypto play guy. AMC CEO buys 550K ape units on January 3rd, and he's saying more bullshit about T plus 90 again. We know T plus 90, another fraud, another tinfoil hat theory that never came to fruition, but he's still pushing it. But then on top of that, he says, oh, CEO's buying ape. Absolutely ridiculous. People like this, they need to stop. You're blatantly lying. This is pure misinformation. He didn't buy shares. He did not buy more ape shares. Aron even says it. More AMC shares and ape units vested yesterday. Vested does not mean he purchased or bought them. That's part of his compensation package. So, obviously, stuff like this filing here, Schedule 14A, something that he doesn't read, or if he does read it, he has no clue what he's reading. He doesn't understand it. Okay, let's see. I just want to get to the little pie chart here. Look at how the CEO and other NEOs are paid. Look at the pay mix. Look at how you have a base salary, you get bonuses, you get PSUs and RSUs. As we read through these footnotes here, these were part of the 2013 Equity Incentive Plan. It's clear as day. If you read it, you can refer to here, and let's type in EIP. Does it show it? EIP. Does it explain it in this filing? You might need to go further back to find the actual initial plan. Not right there. Read it. But obviously this guy doesn't do that. Neither does this guy. So let's quickly go through the video here, and then I want to go do a reaction on MarantzRantz. I've listened to this guy a couple times. I've hopped onto his Twitter Spaces calls. I've watched some of his live streams. He's pretty solid on a lot of stuff about AMC. Not always. He misses a couple things here and there. For the vast majority, he's good at calling the BS. He's nothing like this type of fool. Nothing like Boss Blunts. Nothing like Bigums or the other AMC grifters. I have other issue with them, but doesn't really deal with AMC. Has dealings more of his GME stuff, but that's thing for a whole different. It's a whole different topic, whole different video. So let's go into this video real quick.
Hi friends, welcome to Stocks and Crypto Plays. This is actually good news. It's an emergency video, but it's good news. So the reason I'm doing this late night video, Aron just did a tweet about an hour ago. He said more AMC shares and ape units vested yesterday, bringing my current ownership after income tax paid. Ape units, friends. If you've been watching my videos, I detail of what ape actually is, but you'll have to watch my other videos for that. But here we go. It says, not including future vestings, I am AMC's largest retail holder. I will not sell any of these anytime soon. I ride with you. Here's what I have to say, friends. He bought these on January.
He bought these. This clown does no research. Read what it says. It says 8 units vested. His AMC shares and 8 units vested yesterday. Look up the definition of vested. Read these filings to Schedule 14A. Read the Form 4 filings. Don't look at just this. Read the responses. Read the footnotes.
February 3rd. 4th was something maybe called T plus 90.
More bullshit about his T plus 90. Oh, he has a copy of the Form 4. And what? Explanation of responses is down there. Not reading it, is he? And just look at... This guy is so brain dead because look at all the different foreign filings on that date, January 3rd. That's when all these executives, they got their shares vested too. I'm surprised he hasn't done a video saying that, hey, look at all these folks, they all bought shares. I'm surprised he didn't come out with a bogus video like that. But this has nothing to do with T plus 90. This all has to do with the equity incentive plan, EIP, that AMC had starting from that proposal from 2013, much like how this whole ape started with the preferred shares from proposals from 2013. I can't believe that folks like this, they continue to push out bogus information, misinformation. It's not like they were confused on some very complicated market mechanics. No, it's because they're not reading. They're not understanding simple terminology, simple words, vested. They don't know. They don't seem to understand the concept of PSUs, RSUs, how they're granted, how they vest over time, the conditions in which they vest. Like, they don't understand stuff like that. Nor do they read the important notes. When you sign a contract, read the fine print. That fine print could be very important. These folks are not reading the fine print. And if they claim they are, they're obviously not understanding and completely misconstruing what they're saying. So let's see what else he says.
And a lot of you were mocking me. He's short, sweet, 5 a.m. it uploaded. Andy? And a lot of you were mocking me. And I did a video this morning at 5 a.m. it uploaded. I had recorded it very late night prior. And I did.
Yeah, we're mocking you because your T plus 90 is bogus. The date calculation was bogus to begin with. You've changed your date. You had some date in December, and then no, it's in January 4th. But still, that January 4th calculation was wrong because you're including holidays in that calculation where the stock market was still open. You had people that commented on your previous videos telling you this, but then you just said, no, you're wrong. Where's your evidence? Where's your source to back it up? You don't have sources showing how your T plus 90 is even true.
Did a video on January 4th stating that he purchased 8 preferred equity units, and he made quite a big purchase, friends. He bought 554,164 8 units, friends. Look at the timing. My mind is blown. I'm totally shook.
If he bought that much, why doesn't it show the stock price? The price that he purchased it for? Why aren't you talking about how much money he put into it? Why wouldn't Aron talk about how, hey, he bought shares? Why would he say those were vested? For a guy that's so brilliant, someone that everyone trusts and that they like, why wouldn't he just say, hey, you know what, guys? I bought 550,000+ shares of Ape. I bought them at this price. I believe in my company, and I ride with you guys. Why would he not say that? Simple logic like that just doesn't compute for these folks. It's mind-boggling. He continues to grift. What I want to check, does he have his Robinhood affiliate link on this video? No, I guess he took it down? I don't know. I'm not going to spend time doing it. Oh, no. There it is. Right there. Robinhood affiliate link. I'm going to keep on hitting him on this bullshit. You're supposedly part of the pro AMC crowd. You're against payment for order flow, yet you're using a payment for order flow broker. And then on top of that, you're pushing out your affiliate link so that people will join them through that link. So you get stocks and they get stocks. Anyone see the hypocrisy? How he's grifting?
Before the T plus 90 launch. Technically, the last day for them to cover really was January 3rd. 4th would be the launch. He waited to the last day. What do you see, friends? Wake up. This is amazing vindication.
It's the delusion of folks like him. It's absolutely mind-boggling.
Absolutely vital that you watch 2 of my ape videos. Numbers and how it squeezed forth off-chain squeeze of ape. Hit like, hit subscribe, share the video with...
This clown gave enough time for this clown for today. And without further ado, let's listen to Marantz.
A little bit of motivation, a whole lot of truth, no financial advice, absolutely into being a penny stock. Okay, he's explaining why he's doing the conversion from APE to AMC, in addition to doing a 1-to-10 reverse stock split. He went ahead and had that little meeting right here with Whimsy Chick. Now, I know they're all fanboys of him, but if you listen to him...
Common shares are the same thing. And there's no explaining it. But the market is priced the APE at 1/7 of the common share. And they're the same thing. So we're giving them away at 1/7 of where we should. So it makes it so we got to put them back together.
Right.
If you own the APE, it's going to go up in value. And as the company raises more capital in the future, we'll raise it at 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 times the price we're getting now for it. And this makes no sense. But
he's absolutely right. It makes no sense. Because when I look at this SEC filing from Antera Capital, they filed that they own 8.8% of the company of APE. And when they do that, once you own over 5%, you have to file it. And He-Man Shoe, I'm just going to call him that.
Slight correction there I think Marantz should make is if you own, I believe it's supposed to be 5% or more of that class of shares, I believe. I'd have to double check myself, but that is what I recall.
That Galati, he's the guy, he's the orchestrator of this. Remember, Antera Capital owns senior notes on AMC. They know that AMC can't pay them, so what do they start doing? Well, they've always hedged their position with calls and puts. We've seen that, quarter 1, quarter 2 of this year, and I had all those filings that I showed you in the video before, and they've never owned more than 1,800, 1,900, and that range. That's not a lot. That's not a lot to hedge a position, but let me show you something that is a lot. This is the SEC filing of the transactions by Antera before this agreement has been made. They sold off their calls and puts on the 15th of August. Just so happens it's a week before.
One little correction there. If you're basing this strictly on the 13F filings, all you're getting is the date that they filed the report. So 45 days after the end of the quarter. All you're getting is their position on that last date. That doesn't mean that if they had a position in the previous 13F filing and on this new filing they don't have it, you don't know the date as to when they sold it, unless that company comes out and tells you, hey, you know what, I sold it on this date. You got no clue. All you know is that, hey, previous filing on that date, they had it. Let's say March 30th, they had X amount of shares or X amount of options, and if the next filing 3 months later, end of June 30th, they don't have it. In between that 3-month period, they could have sold it anywhere in between that period. You don't know the exact timing of it. So that's something, one little correction that he should make.
BlackRock sold off at $27. They pumped it and sold off. BlackRock did. So that tells me that when they're selling their puts, okay, they knew the price was going to go up. They got the hell out of the way. BlackRock has no problem selling off 41% of the position. That's already kind of sketchy to me. SEC looked that up. I don't know who talked to who. But now you have Aron bring out APE to the public, and he refuses to sell it to the public. He refuses to sell it to anybody, really. He holds on to it. It falls from $10.50 all the way down. And at this point, and I only have November in front of me, November, December, guys, the last 60 days. You're about to see. Well, first off, that means, what you mean to tell me is that Antera had, it looks like 15 million shares to sell right here. Because how do you sell something unless you have it, right? So starting November, they came out the gate and they sold for the first 22 days, 16 million shares, whatever it is, from 175 a unit all the way down to 124. They're selling it off. Then they buy it at a lower rate. You buy back in at 3 million shares, and you continue to sell it off for a loss. Then you buy in for 4 million and you sell it off again. But when you sell it off, a little profit, right? But you only sold 80,000, 70,000 for it. You didn't even sell the 4 million. But then you bought again. And when you bought it again, you bought 11 million, almost 12 million shares at a lower price. Then you sell it off at what? 60,000 shares at 121, a little 5 cents. That's not it. That's not what you were trying to do. You're trying to trigger this fall down, and which they did. They sold more at 7 cents, at $1.07. They sold more at $1. When it hit
Yeah, so all in all, if you go through that filing, it looks like, hey, they were just shorting the stock.
$1, they bought more. They sold more under $1. We're talking about, guys, right here. They're buying 22 million, 28 million shares at $1, and then they're selling them for a loss the whole way through. So, oh, you think they were worried? Did you think they were scared? Not at all, because they already had the deal in the books. They agreed to buy 60 million shares of APE for 58 cents. How the hell are you going to buy $34 million worth of APE after you've been shorting, because this is what it is, guys. This is how you do it. You can short yourself all the way to the ground knowing what's coming to you. It's an inside job. They already knew what was coming to them. It was already in the...
They already know about it. That I'm not 100% sure of. You would think that there would be some sort of regulation that, hey, if you're going to go into a deal with a company, you already have knowledge that, hey, you're going to be making a deal with the company to buy X amount of shares. You would think that there would be some sort of regulation saying that, hey, you're not allowed to do it within X time frame. That's just my speculation. Marantz could be right. I could be wrong. But my feeling is that, hey, you would think that there would be some sort of regulation to prevent that. Because that basically, in a sense, would be just manipulation.
Making. You don't just agree to this. You don't just sell 22% of your company to the Wall Streeters that were attacking your stock. How the hell can you explain this, Adam Aron? Explain it to me. Nobody wants to buy your company? That's one thing. Then come out and just say that you're terrible at your job. You need to file for bankruptcy. Do something. But people are losing their livelihoods. People have invested everything because you tell them and you lie to them. You pamper it up. I'm going to tell you right now, you minimize cash burn like I've never seen. Oh, well, Q4 wasn't as strong. We need to generate funds because we don't want to be like Regal. 2 earnings calls ago, Q4 is going to be our rebound. We have Avatar, Way of the World. We have Wakanda. We're bouncing back. You just came in at 1.7 domestic box office for the whole nation. You tell me how much of that you got. I'm going to guess a little over 50%. There's no way you're making money. Guys, this company allowed this to happen. And then they sold it to the people that are doing it to you. He's in bed with them. I've been watching.
Yeah, I can definitely see why he would make that type of conclusion. You would hope that someone's not as, I don't know, malicious, that kind of has that type of thought and malice into it. My thought would be more of just along the lines of, hey, no one else would be willing to pay any sort of money, any significant amount of money to the company because it's just look at the fundamentals. And as a result, hey, they were forced to take a bad deal. Bad deal's better than absolutely no deal because, hey, they need cash. They need liquidity to survive. The hope is that, hey, you are able to push off your debts far back enough to the point that, hey, if the movies industry does revitalize and push back and continue to grow, that, hey, they're able to survive as a company. That's what my thought would be. That's the most optimistic. But hey, if you take the most pessimistic side, this definitely could be possible too. Hey, this guy, he's kind of inside job. He's kind of purposely screwing stuff over because he doesn't really care since, let's see. This is the final part that I want to go through. Where's his total compensation? Where is it? Where is your compensation? Oh man, it's somewhere in this filing, but it tells him what his compensation would be if he were to be let go. Executive compensation. I mean, right off the bat, yeah, this is, not sure if I covered this in this video, but yeah, look at his compensation, 2019 and onwards. And let's see. I swear there was a table showing what his final compensation would be. Oh, there it is right here. Look at termination following a change of control. Look at how much money he runs out with. Let's say he's terminated without cause by the company. He's still making bank. He's still making money either way. He has a golden parachute. He's set for life. He's already cashed out $42 million. He still has those 1 million AMC, 1 million plus ape, 1 million AMC, 1.3 million ape. He still has a ton of shares that he can sell. He's not worried. He's banked off this movement by pumping, by giving false hope, basically. A lot of people misinterpreted. Basically, he preyed on those who didn't understand the market mechanics. He preyed on those who didn't read stuff like the Schedule 14As, that didn't read the proper Form 4 filings. He doesn't go on to correct these folks that he's following, the folks that are promoting AMC. No, he doesn't go to correct them. He just lets them go off with their wild conspiracy theories as long as it benefits him. So let's see. I'm trying to wrap this up real quick.
Adam Aron, and I've been paying attention to everything he's done since 2016, since he walked in the door. In 2019, when they let go of their actual auditing firm and they hired a new one, Ernst & Young, a new CFO, Sean Goodman, they had the plan to just destroy this from within, and they did it. They had the...
I don't know about the CFO section. Really have to dig into it, but they got the new CFO because the previous one retired, as far as if I recall correctly. The previous CFO was Craig Ramsey, and he retired. So I don't think you can make that type of conclusion. But hey, it's another minor thing. He's got the majority of the points correct.
Perfect plan. They proceeded to sell 99.9% of their shares. It upsets me because people are out here promoting this. They want and they need. You guys need to figure that part out. For me, I stay away, but hey, man, it's all. Mudrick is no different. Mudrick is partners here too. The whole way through. Adam Aron has gone to every company and just destroyed them. I don't know where people say he saved people. He's not saving anybody. He has destroyed this company from within. And then in verse, he took working people's money. Hardworking. He knows that you're vulnerable. Is after this announcement. They did over 300 million share volume on Ape. So they covered. So whoever's telling you they got to cover the shorts, they got to close their short position on Ape. They just did. I'm around. Get at me. Share the
video. Yep. Overall, yeah. Makes good points. Couple minor things that I corrected throughout the video that he had a couple little mistakes on. But overall, I agree with the message. Yeah, overall, I mean, this guy, he reads the filings. He pulls it up on his live stream, Discord and all. No disagreements for me. So overall, a guy that he understands the whole AMC situation. He has a little bit more negative connotation, more negative tone. Takes things a little bit further than I would, based on some of kind of speculation and stuff. But overall, it's not too bad. I mean, hey, better than these folks here that are shamelessly pumping. But that's the video for today. If you guys like the content, please like the video, subscribe, share the video to others that you think might benefit from seeing this. Help kind of spread this information out, because we need to counter folks that are straight out giving you wrong information. They're basically lying to your face. And if you make decisions based on wrong information, like saying that, hey, Adam Aron bought more, when no, he didn't. He just got those vested. And you make decisions based on that wrong information, then hey, who's screwed? He might be screwed if he made actions on that, but also you took this information, and if you made an action to buy, then hey, you might be screwed. Are you going to hold this guy accountable? You're the one who's going to immediately feel the effects of that. So we need to push out this information. Make sure that, hey, people are getting the right information. They need to be transparent. They need to show the sources. They need to show the reasoning, the logic behind it all. And that's what I try to do here. I don't grift. I don't give you affiliate links. I don't sell merch. I don't have some paid Discord that you need to go into. I don't do any of that. All I do is, hey, I push out this information. And I'll say it again in my video. I have no shares. I'm not short on Ape or AMC. I have no shares of AMC or Ape. I have no shorts of AMC or Ape. I have no options in AMC or Ape. Ape doesn't have options. AMC, I got no options. No puts, no calls, nothing. No options, period. I have no position in the stock whatsoever. All I'm doing is I'm pushing out the information. I'm countering the misinformation and the folks that are grifting off poor retail investors. Those folks, I'm trying to help folks that, hey, look at the information. You need to double check your sources. You need to fact check them. You can fact check me because, hey, better information lets you make better choices. But yeah, like, subscribe, comment down below stuff that you think. If I'm wrong, then please correct me. Put them down in the comments below. If I'm right, hey, let me know. If you like the content, let me know. going to do my best to constantly improve, provide you guys with good information so you can make good choices. Until next time, folks, this is Shadow Stars. Peace.